Hello students, good morning to everyone. This is your science class here, and in the previous class we have learnt about light, right? So we all know that light is a form of energy and light travels in a straight line. And also we have gone through some the topics like shadows, right? So shadow is formed when and some objects come in between the way of light, right, blocking the path of light. And the black colored path that is formed, which is known as shadow here. And when coming to the light, we have seen some of the objects like luminous objects and non-luminous objects in case of light. And so we have also seen the shadow, and also gone through some more activities that shows light travels in a straight line only. And here in today's class, let us move to next topic, that is sound. Okay, so next topic, that is sound. And before going to this topic, let me explain this activity too. So the checkpoint 1, here you are having checkpoint time 1 coming to this checkpoint. So look at the pictures carefully. Now state the true or false. Let us look the pictures clearly and state these, whether these statements are true or false. We shall state those, right? So book gives us light. So whether books gives us light? Yes. So book doesn't give us any light, so we have to write. So this statement is false. Next one. So the shadow should not have formed here. Yes. So you can see the torch. So the torch which has the light of that torch has fallen on this body, so that the shadow of this body or the shadow of this object is found here. So you can see the shadow here, right? So you can see the shadow which is formed here by this body. So you can see clearly that shadow is formed, but the statement is given as the shadow should not have formed. So this statement is false, right? So right, it is a false statement. And next, coming to the third one, light travels in a zigzag path. Yes. So in by the previous activities and in the previous classes, we have seen that light always travels in a straight line, right? So we can easily say that light, by concluding all that, we can easily say that light always travels in a straight line. But the statement is like this: the light travels in zigzag path. So since this statement is false, we can write the statement is false. So these are some checkpoints you are having. Next, coming to the activity 2. So activity 2, let me explain this activity 2 here. Aim. So what the aim you're having? To observe the size of a shadow by bringing the object closer to the light source. Yes. So here the main purpose of this activity is just we are going to observe the side of shadow. So how the shadow is, how we can see the size of shadow. So whether how the main size, the main purpose is we are going to see the size of shadow by bringing the object. So you can observe that the object is too far from the light source of the light, and it is at the medium height in the second picture. And when we observe the third picture, it is closer to the source of light, right? So here now we shall observe the size of shadow in this activity. So coming to the materials what are required for this activity here: a solid object, a torch, a stool, a screen, right? So all a solid object, it may be anything, it must be a solid object. And next, coming to the next thing is torch, and next thing is stool. So just we have to place the object on the stool, right? So that the stool is needed. Next is a screen. Yes, the screen where we can see the shadow of that object. So these are some materials we have required. Next, coming to the process or activity, how can we do that? So let me explain that by reading. So just, dear students, please observe the process which is given in your textbook, right? So first, place this tool in the center of a source of light and the screen. So here in the first, as shown in the first picture, so first you have to place the stool in the center of a light, center of the light source. So since this is the light source, we have to place the object at the center of the light source and the screen. So the screen, like this. So if this is the torch which is giving light to us, you just place the objects, you just place the object on the stool behind the screen. So this is the screen. You have to place the object at the center of source of light and the screen, right? So here must be the object. Next, so now bring this tool near the torch and away from the screen. So now we have to move this stool towards the source of light, right? So near the torch and away from the screen. So now we shall move this table towards the source of light, away from this screen. So what you can observe, so now just now bring the stool closer to the screen and away from the torch, right? So we have to make two actions. That is, in the first action we have to bring stool near the source of light, and in the second action we have to bring the stool near to the screen, right? So these are two actions we have to perform so that we can observe the size of a shadow which is formed on the screen is different, right? So after doing this activity, what is the conclusion we get means here? So that is, when the object is in the center of the light source and the screen, then shadow is formed dash, and when we move the object closer to the light source, the shadow gets dash. So when we move the object away from the light source towards the screen, the shadow gets dash. So these are some of the conclusions we get after performing this activity. Dear students, I request everyone to perform this activity and write the conclusion what you will get by this activity here, right? So here, to perform this activity, you just need a stool, an object, a light source and a screen. First, so let me explain the process. How can we perform this activity? First, at the first you place the object on the stool, and now you just place the stool in the center of the light source and the screen, right? So now at the first action, in the first action you move the object towards the source of light and write the conclusion what you will get. The size of the shadow formed, whether it may be big, whether it may be large, right? So first write what will be the size of shadow when it is formed when we move the object near to the source of light. You write here. Next, when you move the object towards the screen, right, that is away from the source of light. When we move the object towards the screen, let us explain and let us observe and write what type of size, what are the size, what may be the size formed by this action, right? When we move the object closer to the source of light, the shadow gets dash, right? Here we have to write whether the size of the shadow is bigger or smaller. So these will be the conclusions after performing this activity, and I request everyone to complete this activity by performing this and writing this one. This is your homework. The students, I request everyone to perform this activity and show me the results. Next, coming to the sound. So when you're coming on the Saturdays, I'm going to ask about the activity 2. Hence you had to perform it well. So sound. Yeah. So observe here. We can hear different types of sounds around us. Sound comes from various sources such as people talking, playing music, rustling of leaves, moving vehicles, ringing of the doorbell, barking of the dog, etc. Sounds can be soft, loud, pleasant, and unpleasant. Right? So, sound. So, coming to this sound. Yeah, we all know that we will hear different types of sounds here, right? So it may be that sounds come from various sources, right? Yeah, as well know that sounds comes from various sources like people, the sound from people talkings, and the sound from playing music can also make this sound, and we can also hear that type of sound too. And playing music, rustling of leaves, and moving vehicle sounds. So we can see varieties like this, right? So these are some of the different types of sounds we can hear in our surrounding environment, right? So here, yeah, yes, so these sounds can be soft and loud, right? So these sounds are like in case of music only, you can say the pleasant music, melodious music, and in the same way harsh music or unpleasant music also, right? So if the music is melodious, then we can see, then we can hear that pleasant music. And if the sounds are made by like drum set or something at all, something like that, some of the instruments like tabla, right? So some tabla can make some harsh sounds, and when compared to the flute sound, it will be melodious sound, right? So the sounds will be different, and here we will listen all type of sounds around us. It may be some people's talking sounds, music sounds, and doorbell ringing sounds, vehicle sounds, etc. So these are all we will hear different types of sounds, and here these sounds may be soft, pleasant, and unpleasant too, right? Yeah, so here sounds of the birds, rainfall, horses, horses running are examples of pleasant sounds, and we like to hear such sounds. And the sounds of someone shouting, cheering food loudly, horns honking are unpleasant to hear, right? And such unpleasant and loud sounds are called noise. Yes. So here you can see a boy is whispering in his friend's ear, soft sound like see here, while your mom. So if your ma'am, it may be I'm me myself itself. If I'm teaching on the board, and in case of its emergency, if you want to talk to your friend, means how can you talk while I'm teaching in the class? So how will be the way of talking to your friend? So here you are whispering to your friend's ear, right? So that will be so small sound, right? So that is the whispering voice. So soft sound. In the soft sound, you just ask your friend, please give me my book. Please give my eraser, like this, right? So in your friend's ears you can whisper the sound, so that is known as the soft sound, right? So like sounds of birds, rainfall, birds will make a beautiful sounds, right? So we listen, we hear different birds sing in different birds make a different sounds, right? For example, sparrow will make a different sound compared to the nightingale, right? So these are all some of the sounds. So these sounds are the examples of pleasant sounds. Pleasant sounds are those which are very comfortable for hearing, right? So after listening these sounds, we will be happy, right? So these are the comfortable sounds we can hear, which we can hear. They are very comfort, and they when we listen to those music, we feel just friendly nature, right? So these are the pleasant sounds. And when we and there are some sounds like shouting and chewing food loudly, making some harsh sounds. So they are not comfortable to listen at all. They are shouting. So if anyone in your class is shouting, so what will you say? So first thing you will say is, so please shut your mouth, right? So will you please shut your mouth, or please don't make noise. These words you are going to use, right? So because that is the unpleasant sound, and so such type of sounds are the unpleasant sounds. So what are those unpleasant sounds? Means that are not comfortable to hear, right? So they are unpleasant, and here such unpleasant sounds make the noise, right? So here loud sound by beating a boy beating the drum. So right, so when we beat the drum set, we will make the different kind of sound, that is the loud sound. And pleasant sound is sound which is made by the birds, and unpleasant sound is loudspeakers. Say yes. So this is the best and good example to give the unpleasant and for the unpleasant sound, that is. So when so you can see the loudspeakers are placed in the public places if there are any functions, or if there are any what we can say, for any occasions the loudspeakers are kept in the public places, right? So in such cases, so we are going to we cannot listen that type of sound because it is very loud, right? So and we feel uncomfortable to listen that type of sound. So that is known as the unpleasant sound, which is made by the loudspeakers. It may be loudspeakers, shouting sounds, chewing the food, like chewing food very loudly. So these are the unpleasant sounds. And noise pollution, so I have told that noise. So the unpleasant and the loud sounds called the noise, and here noise pollution. So we get disturbed by high levels of sound. It is very harmful for our health. That is the pollution, and here that diminishes the quality of our life. So in order to avoid the noise pollution, we should avoid speaking. We should always speak softly, and we should avoid this noise. To avoid this noise pollution, we should avoid the unpleasant sounds around us, and we should speak very softly. We should play music, TV, and TV at the low volume, and also avoid the horns as far as possible. Like yes, coming to the horns means so in the traffic, right? So in the traffic, we will be seeing that the persons cannot wait until the traffic light falls the shows the green signal, right? So till now the till the traffic light shows the green light. So here the person who is far from the traffic lights is going to make some horns, right? So he is going to use the horns continuously to the vehicles which are just stopped in the front of that vehicle, right? So we have to avoid using the horns unnecessarily. So right, so yeah, So this is about the noise pollution and sound. Yeah, we came to know that sound, which is a form of energy, and here we play and hear different sounds around us. Maybe soft sound, hard sound, loud, pleasant and unpleasant sound. And unpleasant sound and loud sounds make the noise pollution, which is very harmful for our health and diminishes means here that reduces the size, that decreases the quality of our life, right? And next, what to do to avoid this noise pollution means we have to speak smoothly and play music and TV at the low volumes, right? So these are some of the points to avoid the noise pollution. And next, coming to the force, and let me explain this force in the next class. Yes, dear students, did you understand about the noise? Sorry, did you understand about the sound, noise, and light? Yeah, I hope you got the activity right. I hope you have got this activity, and you perform this activity at your home, and let me know how many members have clearly done this activity and shown me. And if you get any if you get any doubts in this class, you can ask me clearly. Thank you. Have a nice day.